Hey, everybody. It's Sunday, May 16th, 2021. And the truck is coming for my move. So, as many of you know, I am done anchoring energy here in my zip code. And I've known now for well over a year it was time to relocate. But with COVID and so on, nobody was going anywhere. So this past summer, I was saying it again. Okay, show me what to do. Where are we going? And still nothing was happening. And then holidays came and went. And then all of a sudden it's time to go. Okay, Spirit, where are we going? What are we doing? So I started really thinking about it. And then the next thing I know, I get a notice from the owner of my home that he's selling it. And so I'm like, okay, here we go. It's time. So I decided I'm just going to sell everything and just be done and figure out with my suitcases where in the world Sandy actually wants to be, where she wants her roots. And the area that I'm in now, born and raised, I'm done. I'm done. So a friend of mine, a very dear friend, offered to buy a lot of my furniture because she needed it for her new place. And in that process, she intuitively listened to her spirit and said, come take a room in my house and get busy with your spiritual work and where you really want to be in the world, and let me do this for you. And so what a burden that was of, oh my gosh, where am I going to go? What can I afford? And all the human things that we go through when stuff like this arises. And I needed to make some emotional adjustments because I looked at Spirit and I was like, I said I wanted to move. I didn't say force me, but that's how they work, and that's okay. Because if one thing I've learned in many decades in this lifetime is always listen to Spirit. Spirit is your inner GPS. It's your connection to Mother Earth and God Source. It is all that is. And it's your total guidance, and it will never steer you wrong because it's based on feelings. So it's not based on mental analysis. Anywho, I will be on my gypsy adventure for the summer, and I will be connecting with new tribes, kindred spirit tribes, and that's already shown itself to me because the area in which I'm moving, I wound up being able to reconnect with someone who's very shamanic, body worker, etc., that I have not connected with in well over a decade. And so I can see where the total trusting in the unknown is starting to show some tangibility, some tangible, hey, this is the direction we wanted you to go in, and this is just a little confirmation to you. Many people are not comfortable going into the unknown. And I've learned, again, in just a few decades in this lifetime, that the unknown is where you grow. The unknown is where it takes courage to go into what you can't see, what you do not know, what you cannot put expectations on. I just know they've never steered me wrong. So I have to follow it. I've always wound up on my feet. I've always been blessed with the right people coming into my life by honoring that inner GPS of my gut intuitive, my higher self, my guidance team. And I'm ready for the adventure now. I'm ready for the adventure. No kids, no relationship, no pets. Everybody's gone. Everybody's on their own or passed over. And it's time for Sandy to figure out where she'd like to really root, and then what tribes she'd like to be surrounded by and be a part of and walk with. So we shall see, and I will keep you posted. And of course, there'll be other messages that will come through. And, you know, being unemployed, having my life turned upside down, and now having to move and working on this online business, most people would absolutely freak if they didn't financially know where they were. But the lesson in all of this is we've been geared to understand that money is what makes things move. Money is how the world goes around. And that is priority. And you're judged on where your zip code is, what you drive, what schools you've gone to, what's your educational level, what's your status, blah, 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 blah. And that's all changing, because that's not what makes the world go round. What makes the world go round is being in your heart center and really merging all the fragments of yourself under one physical roof, and going from the space of the inner GPS, the inner heart, the intuitive, and everything else falls into place. Shelter, food, clothing, all the necessities fall into place. And because of the 2020 upside downness that we've had, many people's lives were so disrupted and turned upside down that a lot of their judgments and opinions went out the windows, and they were able to sit on their laurels and be so grateful for the things that they do have. And all this other stuff, what you have, it doesn't matter. None of it matters. If you really think about it, if your house catches on fire, what's the first thing you do? You get life out. You get the life out to safety. Now, yeah, there are people that will go for, something physical. But for the most part, your instinct is to get the life to save the lives, to get out and to save your own life. And all that other stuff just doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, some of it's valuable. Some of it's like, oh, I'll never get that back. But at the same time, you've got the life that was in that home that caught fire. So in a way, 2020 was the vision into the fire, and to reassess the priority list. And really get back to the core values of the God self and what is truly important and how you really want to feel. That is the wow of what this world is really about and how it goes around. So take the time today to smile on others. Smile on your plants and your trees and your grass. If you don't have it, go find it. Smile on it. Smile on somebody else's. Send it love. Feel the love. And if all the stuff was gone and it's you surrounded by other yous, because we're all one. We all mirror each other. So choose the mirror of yourself that is in a place of gratitude and appreciation and love for the breath that you have and the ability to rebuild or go into the unknown and grow from that place of the heart center versus all the stuff. Now, I'll tell you a little secret. When I first got the news that, first of all, I wanted to move. Secondly, that I was told I had to. And I thought about like the antiques that I have that belong to like grandparents. And they're from the early 1800s and some of them older. And I took a walk. And in that walk, I was like, oh my God, all my stuff. What am I going to do with my stuff? How am I going to afford a storage unit? You know, what am I going to do? I can sell this part. I can sell that part. But these couple items, they're family, you know? And in that walk, Yeshua came in and said, sell everything. And on that walk, I'm like, I get this vision of like 2,000 years ago when people were walking with everything they owned in a little, like, not a burlap sack, but something like that. And if you were wealthy, you had a donkey. And I responded with, times are different now. And Yeshua replied immediately and said, the principles are still the same. So I came back home, I opened my front door, I walked in, I looked at these pieces of furniture, and I said to my one grandmother, would you be okay? And they were like, yes. And I completely detached from any emotional cling that I had to these pieces. And I was willing to let them go. I advertised them to all my family. I advertised them publicly. And as it turns out, 4 of these items will go at my friends to storage until I can figure it out because there was no offers. So that means the lesson was for me to give up and let go, let God. And if they went, they went. And if they stayed, they stayed. I didn't have to worry about the finances of a storage unit. My friend, my dear friend, offered to hold on to whatever it is and offered me shelter and offered me loving emotional support on every level to get my online business of healing, coaching, past life regression, hypnosis, and about 20 different Reikis and some other things to get that going. So unconditional love was shown to me, and it's a very powerful feeling to be able to receive that, because it's easy to give things to people. It's very difficult to be a receiver. And so it was very humbling for me to go through that process. So I will be on this gypsy journey, and I will share with you what comes up, what goes down, what's happening all around. And I'm sure I'll need some tissues for my issues. Because, you know, when you get to a place of growth, so much churns. And that's all good. That's all good. That's the best therapy you could possibly have. It's when you surrender all of that. And I'm feeling extremely blessed today. Even though the movie truck said we can't get the bigger truck, we may have to make 2 trips. I was like, shit. And then I was like, whatever. It'll get done. It'll all work out. Life is good. Much love, light to each and every one of you. See you on the next video. Bye.